The numbers were staggering. Some time ago at a camp for Christian young people, a short, 3-question quiz was given to the teenagers in attendance, most of whom were from homes with Christian parents, and many of whom already had made the decision to become a Christian themselves. The first question asked simply, how long ago did the dinosaurs live? And provided 4 possible answers. Over 70% of those present answered that dinosaurs had walked this earth millions of years ago. People enamored with the type of material normally found within the pages of Time magazine, or National Geographic, or those who watch CNN and the Discovery Channel, probably would not find that answer alarming. But try to harmonize the idea that dinosaurs existed millions of years ago, long before man is supposed to have arrived, with the Genesis account of creation. It simply cannot be done. These youngsters were not atheists or agnostics from some intellectually elite university. They were our children, children who have been reared and nurtured in the church, and who believe Jesus Christ is the divine Son of God who lived and died for them. And yet, by the time many had reached their teens, they already had discounted the words of the Bible in favor of an evolutionary timeline that, from their vantage point at least, is dominated by the most amazing creatures ever to have lived, the dinosaurs. Ask an average 10-year-old boy or girl when the dinosaurs existed, and see what response you get. Follow up that question with one about whether or not men lived with the dinosaurs, and watch how quickly that same 10-year-old brow wrinkles in quizzical shock at the very idea of such. Chances are, that excited little face, which belongs to a child who could share a veritable plethora of dinosaur trivia with you, will change into a puzzled look that is accompanied by a troubling frown. For, you see, we live in a world where our children are taught that dinosaurs evolved and became extinct millions and millions of years ago, long before man arrived on the scene. And so, those precious little souls march off to school, where they will learn about the terribly great lizards, completely unaware of the fact that what they are learning is thoroughly at odds with the biblical account of creation. One thing on which both creationists and evolutionists agree is that dinosaurs make marvelous teaching tools. Rare is the adult, and even more rare is the child, who does not have a keen interest in dinosaurs. These magnificent beasts with the polysyllabic names capture our attention as we fixate on their massive size, their lizard-like skin, or the terror they apparently were able to create as they roamed the planet. From kindergarten through graduate school, dinosaurs frequently are used as a tool to indoctrinate students regarding the fact of organic evolution. In most public school, college, and university settings, whenever dinosaurs are discussed, it is in the context of their evolutionary origin, development, and extinction. Additionally, students are told about how the dinosaurs evolved into what we now know as birds. What effect does this kind of teaching have on young minds? If the correspondence we receive at Apologetics Press on a regular basis via telephone calls, email, and regular mail is any indication, the evolution-based teaching regarding dinosaurs may be pulling more of our children away from the church than any other single concept. Because practically all youngsters have a fascination with dinosaurs, and because teachers are among the most trusted of all adults, children often accept without question evolutionary dogma and its accompanying concept of an ancient Earth. With what results? If testimony from many of the evolutionists themselves is taken at face value, the study of dinosaurs was the deciding factor in their conclusion to abandon their belief in God and to accept in its place organic evolution. Evolutionists like the late paleontologist Stephen Jay Gould of Harvard, the famed dinosaur hunter Robert Bakker, and others are on record as stating that it was the study of dinosaurs at a very young age which set them on their lifelong path as evolutionists. Dr. Bakker even commented on this fact in the preface to his immensely popular book on dinosaurs, 1986. P9. Edward O. Wilson, the father of the discipline known as sociobiology, once commented that when he was 15 years old, he had great fervor and interest in the fundamentalist religion. I left at 17 when I got to the University of Alabama and heard about evolutionary theory, 1982. P40. Henry M. Morris, former professor and department head at Virginia Polytechnic Institute, observed that he spent over 28 years teaching in secular universities and saw this sad tale repeated in many lives, 1984. P113. Because dinosaurs are fascinating to children, because they are such an effective teaching aid, and because they generally are used to teach evolution, these creatures represent a formidable tool to be used in robbing students of all ages of their faith in God and His Word. This makes the controversy over dinosaurs most important. Did dinosaurs really exist? One of the worst mistakes we can make as parents, grandparents, and teachers is to suggest that dinosaurs never existed. While such a response may appear, at first glance, to be a simple and quick solution to the dinosaur dilemma, in reality, it is a response that becomes impossible to defend when our children visit a museum and come face to face with a 2-story tall Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. Children cannot be expected to deny such tangible, forceful evidence, and at the same time believe a well-meaning but very wrong parent. Did dinosaurs really exist? Most certainly. We have discovered their fossilized remains on all 7 continents, from North America to the Antarctic. As a matter of fact, great dinosaur graveyards have been discovered in places like Tanzania, Africa, and at the Dinosaur National Monument on the Colorado-Utah border in the United States. Literally tons of fossilized dinosaur bones have been recovered from all over the globe. In 1993, Mike Hammer even unearthed a fossilized dinosaur from the Hell Creek Formation in northwestern South Dakota that was said to still possess the ancient creature's heart. Plus, of course, paleontologists have unearthed numerous caches of fossilized dinosaur eggs. The first discovery of the dinosaurs, as far as recent times is concerned, occurred in the spring of 1822. Gideon Mantell, a country doctor in England with a lifelong passion for fossil hunting, set off in horse and buggy to visit a patient. His wife, Mary Ann, accompanied him on the trip. While Dr. Mantell tended to his ill patient, Mrs. Mantell took a stroll. As she walked, she came across a pile of stones that had been placed alongside the road to be used in filling ruts caused by the spring rains. Amidst those stones, she discovered what appeared to be very large fossil teeth. She took the fossils back to her husband, a well-known amateur paleontologist in his own right, who was amazed, never having seen such huge teeth before. He went to the nearby rock quarry from which the stones were cut and found more teeth like those that his wife had discovered. He presented the teeth to several scientists, but none agreed with him that they were from some type of beautiful unknown creature. He, however, was stubbornly sure that they were. In 1825, he named the long-dead owner of the teeth, Iguanodon Iguanotooth, since the teeth were similar to those of an iguana, but much larger. Several years later, more teeth like these were discovered in a different quarry. Now, no one doubted that Iguanodon had once existed. Meanwhile, huge bones of another creature, which came to be known as Megalosaurus, had been dug up farther away in Oxfordshire. By 1842, enough of these kinds of fossils had been uncovered to convince the leading British anatomist, Sir Richard Owen of the British Museum of Natural History, that an entire tribe of huge, lizard-like reptiles had lived in the distant past. Based on his studies, he named them dinosaurs, from the Greek words dianos and sauros, translated by him as fearfully great lizards, known to us today as terribly great lizards. Soon, American fossil hunters joined in the search. The climax came in March of 1877, when two schoolmasters, Arthur Lakes and O.W. Lucas, separately stumbled onto colossal fossil bones projecting from the rocks in different parts of the state of Colorado. Lakes showed his find to the well-known paleontologist, Othniel Marsh. Lucas showed his find to Marsh's bitter rival, Edward Cope. Marsh and Cope became the most famous of all the dinosaur hunters. All told, Cope named 9 new genera of dinosaurs, while Marsh named 19. Now, no one who bothered to keep up with the times doubted the existence of the dinosaurs. When did dinosaurs exist? The question no longer was, did the dinosaurs exist? But, when did the dinosaurs exist? Today, an important controversy exists between evolutionists and creationists regarding the matter of exactly when the dinosaurs lived. In fact, a chasm exists between these two groups that never will be bridged, so long as each side maintains its present view. Evolutionists advocate that dinosaurs evolved from some ancient reptile 200 million years ago, and that they became extinct roughly 6570 million years ago. Man, in one form or another, allegedly evolved approximately 2-3 million years ago, and thus was separated from the dinosaurs by some 65 million years of geologic time. Creationists who accept Genesis 1-2 as an accurate, historical record of God's creative activity oppose such claims, and maintain instead that the dinosaurs were created by God within the 6 literal days described in the biblical record. Genesis informs us that all creatures were created during the creation week, cf. Also Exodus 20:11 and 31:17. Genesis also instructs us regarding the fact that dinosaurs, as land-dwelling animals, were formed on day 6, the same day on which man was created. Thus, the inescapable conclusion is that dinosaurs and man would have lived together on the earth as contemporaries.